Well, hello again. Pastor Michael here. Welcome back to my personal lifestyle channel. What I'm going to be doing in this video is continuing my playlist series on the great commands from Jesus Christ. And as you can tell on the screen in front of you, I'm reading command number 801 to 806. This is part 61. And as you can tell, I'm reading these commands from the easy to read version of the Bible. So if you'd like to hear and see what these commands are, please keep watching. Well, my friends, I enjoy reading these commands from Jesus Christ. I believe that they teach us what we're supposed to know and what we're supposed to learn in this world. And without the commands from Jesus Christ, I believe that we would be lost. So, you know what I like to do is I like to before I do the video and my studies, I put the command on a PowerPoint slide, and then I put the scripture. So as you can tell on this side in front of you right now, we are looking at command number 801. It says, understand the will of God. This command comes out of Ephesians 5, verse 17. So don't be foolish with your lives, but learn what the Lord wants you to do. Let's look at command number 802a. Use not your liberty as an occasion to sin. This comes out of Galatians 5, verse 13. My brothers and sisters, God chose you to be free, but don't use your freedom as an excuse to do what pleases your sinful selves. Instead, serve each other with love. I think today we lose track of what it means to serve each other with love. I think that we have an agenda to please and satisfy the desires of our flesh, even in the religious world. I'm not a religious person. I have a spiritual relationship with God and Jesus. That's the difference between me and somebody that's religious. Let's move on to part B of this same command. Command number 802b, it says, use not your liberty as an occasion to sin. 1 Peter 1:16 says in the scripture, God says, be holy because I am holy. My friends, do we consider ourselves holy because God is holy? That's something that we need to think about. Let's look at the next command on the screen in front of you now. It says 803, use hospitality without grudging. This comes out of 1 Peter 4, verse 9. Open your homes to each other and share your food without complaining. That's a pretty cool command. Let's look at command number 804. Warn the unruly. In 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 14, it says, we ask you, brothers and sisters, to warn those who will not work, encourage those who are afraid, help those who are weak, be patient with everyone. Warn the unruly. I think that's a pretty good command, don't you think? Let's look at command number 805a, watch and pray. There's several scriptures on the same command, and I included them all because they have different things that they talk about. So let's look at Matthew 24, verse 42. So always be ready. You don't know the day your Lord will come. Okay. Let's look at command number 805b, watch and pray. This comes out of Mark 13, verse 33 through 35. Be careful always, be ready. You don't know when that time will be. It's like a man who goes on a trip and leaves his house in cares of his servant. He gives each one a special job to do. He tells the servant guarding the door to always be ready. And this is what I am telling you now. You must always be ready. You don't know when the owner of the house will come back. He might come in the afternoon or at midnight or in the early morning or when the sun rises. My friends, who is the owner of your house? And what are we talking about? Are we talking about the actual structure that we live in, or are we talking about the owner of our heart? The owner of our heart. Let's look at part C of this same command, watch and pray. This comes out of Mark 14, verse 38. Stay awake and pray for strength against temptation. Your spirit wants to do what is right, but your body is weak. Well, friends, I can really relate to this scripture because being an online pastor, I really have to fight off the temptations of the flesh. It's really, really tough to do God's work and fight the world and what the world wants to bring. We have to be on top of it. We have to be diligent about it. Let's look at the other one, this other command here. This is part D. This comes out of Luke 21, verse 36. So be ready all the time. Pray that you will be able to go through all these things that will happen and stand safely before the Son of Man. My friends, what does that mean to be ready at all times? Let's look at part E. Ephesians 6, verse 18. Pray in the Spirit at all times. Pray with all kinds of prayers and ask for everything you need. To do this, you must always be ready. Never give up. Always pray for all of God's people. My friends, do you pray for everything that you need, or do you just pray for the things that you want? It's a good question, right? Let's look at part F, watch and pray. Colossians 4, verse 2. Some things to do. Never stop praying. Be ready for everything by praying and being thankful. Prayer is a significant part of what we need to look at here. This is a command number 806A, watch in all things. This comes out of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. But you should control yourselves at all times. When troubles come, accept them. Do the work of telling the good news. Do all the duties of the servant of God. Are we all a servant of God? Are you that are watching me now? Are you a servant of God? I call myself a servant of God. That is my job. Let's look at part B of this same command, watch in all things. This one comes out of 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13. Paul ends his letter here. Be careful, hold firmly to your faith. Have courage and be strong. Have courage and be strong. My friends, I only read to command 7, 807. I usually do 10 of them, but because there were so many slides on there about watch and pray, I wanted to break them down a little bit. Next week, we're going to be looking at 807 to 817. That'll be part 62 next week. My friends, this is a very important thing, but after I studied all this, there's only 817 commands. There's 1,050 scriptures if you want to count all the repetitive scriptures, yes, but only 817 commands. Next week, my friends, we conclude reading of the commands from Jesus, and then the following week I'm gonna do a summing up of why the commands are important. What was the benefits of reading those commands? So, my friends, don't forget to check out what's coming this Sunday, sometime by the end of this video. I'm going to be doing a video on a car accident that I had, and it's going to be part of my life after seeing God video, and that should be coming up here in the end of this video somewhere before it closes out. Until next time, my friends, may God bless you, may His face shine upon you, and may Jesus always bring you joy. I'll see you soon.